Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Sympathy Kiss, continuing Mitsuki's route. We are in chapter 3. We've made no choices yet. We're like a couple lines. We're not too far. We're like, what, 10 minutes into chapter 3? Not even. 5, maybe? I don't know. We're barely into chapter 3. Anyway, I'm about to go out with Oe, as you can tell. After wrapping up our work, I set off for Evergreen with Oe. By coincidence, the bartender showed us to the seat I'd occupied when I had drinks with Asaka the other day. He's like, "This must be your seat now." So you just happened to run into Asaka? And since both of you know Saotome so well, you had quite a time discussing him even though he wasn't there. And then Saotome was not at all pleased with the idea of Asaka and I sharing drinks and got upset. I continued to explain that he rather forcefully insisted we go out together that weekend. Hold on, so he literally asked you out on a date? Nothing happened my ass! Plus that means that Saotome's totally the jealous type. I mean, I'm pretty fucking sure that's obvious, but we probably didn't get that. I hurriedly denied that was the case. Okay, girl. Stop being Delulu. If you're gonna be Delulu, at least do it for the right reasons. Like, oh, the men are in love with me and I'm gonna have a happy man harem. You know, anything to get you through normal daily work life. But, like, being like, oh, he's not the girl, that's the wrong thing to be delusional about. But Oe seemed already sold on the idea. I mean... Oh, how clueless can you be? He's clearly into you. Also, I'm surprised the two of you aren't further along. I assumed you were dating after what I saw this morning. I would have thought that Saotome was quick with women, given how popular he is, but I guess he's actually pretty innocent. Hold on. Okay. It was just the beat of the music. I was like, it's not janky, is it? Damn it, I didn't check. Anyway. Ollie had wholly convinced herself that Saotome had feelings for me. Saotome was the kind of guy who wore his heart on his sleeve. I never thought he hated me, but I found it hard to believe that he saw me as someone special. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I mean, I was with her like, okay, eventually we'll get there. Like, maybe he hasn't quite figured it out. Maybe he's interested, but you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're like, oh, yeah, I have been interested in you for the past several months. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, you don't notice and all of a sudden it slaps you in the face and you're like, yeah, no, it has been building for months. Okay, duh. You know, right? But, you know, so I was like, okay, maybe we're just not there yet. But the way he acted after the whole Asaka thing, abso-fucking-lutely he was jealous. Come the fuck on. So, what about you? How do you feel about Saotome? I had to think about how I wanted to answer her question. I love him more than life itself. I can't breathe without him. Too dramatic? Too much? Saotome was my business partner, and I had been giving it my all to make sure I wasn't a burden to him. His unrestrained, spirited personality often overwhelmed me. His criticisms were occasionally too harsh, but the more I worked with him, the more I enjoyed it. Plus, I saw myself surpassing my previous limits. Right. I think both of you were growing and positively influencing each other. There was a deeper meaning to Oe's words. From the look in her eyes, I could tell she was asking if there was anything more to our relationship. Hold on. Fuck, that sneeze came out of nowhere. I enjoyed spending time with Saotome. Even when we clashed, I wanted to understand him instead of feeling angry. I wanted to get to know him better, not only as a coworker, but as something more. Whenever Saotome played pranks on me, or tousled my hair, or flashed me one of his brilliant smiles— oh, we're having CG flashbacks, in case you're not paying attention to anyone. CG flashbacks. Not a new one, they're just flashbacks, but in case you wanted to see them again. My heart would race, and I knew exactly why. Okay, never mind. If there's anything I can do, I'll be more than happy to help. Butt out. But also maybe trip him so he falls into me. Accidentally kisses me. Usually works. Right? No? Yeah? Anyway. Well, I didn't pry further, merely offering me a smile. It seemed like she understood everything based on my expression alone, which is odd because you don't have eyes, so... Just gonna joke about that through the whole game. We have no eyes. How can anybody tell what we're thinking? I can see it on your face. How? I'm missing half of it. The following week, after my chat with Oe at Evergreen, I became more aware of the feelings for Saltame that I've been trying to push down. Uh-oh. I worried that it might be harder for me to interact with him normally, but... Hey, where'd you get your lunch from? I've never seen anything like this at the nearby convenience stores. It's called my kitchen. When I saw his usual carefree smile, all my worries and awkwardnesses faded away, wow. I told him about a quaint bento shop tucked away in a back alley that I had recently taken a liking to. Taken a liking to. Not taking a liking to. Taken a liking to. Wow. I can't with brain. Huh. I didn't know there was such a place. Is that omelet you're eating on the sweet side? As expected, he even liked his omelets to be sweet. I myself was a fan of sweet omelets, so our similarity brought me some inexplicable joy. Huh. Alright, let me try some. This is good. Why is it that stolen omelets always taste better? I found myself laughing at his usual antics, even though he'd eaten the last piece of omelet I'd been saving for myself. I realized then some of the other employees in the lounge were staring at us. Perhaps we were making too much noise. There's a bird feather just floating around in here. What's up? As he turned around, the onlookers quickly averted their gazes. The strange behavior of our colleagues left both of us perplexed, and we exchanged confused glances. Then, Satame's phone rang. Whoops! I gotta take this. Catch you later. As Satame rose to leave, I quietly told him I'd take care of the trash. After finishing the rest of my lunch, I tossed our trash into a plastic bag. Then... one of the onlookers from before approached me. Before he could say another word, I quickly apologized for being too noisy. Oh, no, it's not about the noise. I'm more concerned about you, to be honest. I suggest you hang on to some evidence for situations like this. He uttered those words, gesturing toward the plastic bag in my grip, before swiftly making his exit. Are you insinuating he's sexually harassing me? I left the lounge soon after, utterly clueless as to what he meant. Like he stole a piece of your food and you're laughing about it, but everyone's like, oh, he's stealing food for you. He's obviously harassing you. And you're like, if I didn't like it, I'd be like, whoa, not cool, bro. And if he kept doing it, then maybe. But like, you know, you got to give somebody one. Like, okay, he didn't know the boundaries. So you're like, whoa, not cool. Don't steal my food, man. Oh, sorry, man. You know what I mean? Like, but if that was the case, but like, we're clearly getting along and I'm finding him stealing my food charming. Now I'm curious. You're like, I don't think that anyone's ever accused him of harassing them, because he's not that type of guy. You know what I mean? Kohei or Kobase, absolutely. I don't mean like, and like, oh my god, he's a sexual harasser. No, but they'd be like, oh, he's mean to me. He's like that. Yeah. I agree with their attitude. You could take that the wrong way and be like, he was just really aggressively mean to me. Absolutely. Kobase aggressively bought us a juice. Okay? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but like, with Saltame, it's like, he's too friendly, but he's not like hanging all over you. I mean, he did that earlier, but nobody saw that. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't see that if they're going to try to do this, like, oh, some girl said he's a razzier. It's like, okay, then no, don't do that. You know what I mean? Because he's not that type of character. I mean, is he a little bit like he doesn't understand boundaries? Sure, but labradoodles don't always understand boundaries, okay? So, I don't know. Unless Isaka's going around saying stuff like, oh, he's really blah, blah, blah. So then now, like, people have this misinterpretation of what's happening here. It's the only thing I could think. Interesting. I'm intrigued about what kind of weird issue they're going to come up with, you know? As the day went by, I couldn't shake off my bewilderment at what happened. The man's cryptic advice left me feeling uneasy. It's not exactly burdensome to help clean up after lunch, so what was that about evidence? Even though I recognized the man who spoke to me, we'd never talked before that incident.
Amasawa, come to the conference room after your break. There's a matter we need to discuss.
The sudden request from Director Kobase finally set my mind into overdrive. Everything for the competition project had been progressing well, so I was left only with a colossal sense of foreboding. Yeah, he's going to talk to you about. I feel like after that guy said something, sounds like somebody said something to your boss.
Something wrong? You look worried.
I inadvertently locked eyes with Minato. I sighed and told him about Kobase's request, asking if he knew what it was about.
I can't say that I do. If it had anything to do with your proposal, I suspect Saotome would have been invited too. If you're the only one he reached out to, my guess is it's unrelated.
Minato's calm, logical analysis made sense to me as well. But if he was right, why did Director Kobase want to see me?
You're cleaning up someone else's trash. I'm sorry for calling you here out of the blue.
Director Kobase's tone sounded a tad gentler than normal. That only made me more nervous. I wiped my palms on my skirt.
Well, you could say it's about work, and there's something I need to clarify with you.
The director's uncharacteristic vagueness had me bracing for something serious. Holding my breath, I waited for him to continue.
Some of the higher-ups filed a harassment complaint about Saotome for you.
Dude! No! See, I knew they were... Like, he's harassing you because he stole your lunch. Did I say it was a problem? No, butt the fuck out then. I understand because it's not even culturally. It's just, as a woman, you have basically been told your whole fucking life, oh, you have to be nice, you have to be polite, and you can't, just constantly. Every woman has been told this since time fucking began. Like, oh, you have to be nice and polite, and, you can't be rude, and, even still, when you know you're in the right to be like, no, back off, stop, get away from me, you're made to feel like an asshole because you're, oh, you don't have to be rude about it. You hit on me, I said no, you kept going, I said no, and I told you to fuck the hell off, and now I'm the asshole? But you know what I mean? So, we've just been conditioned to think that we gotta be nice to motherfuckers. So I absolutely, especially in the workplace, so I absolutely kind of understand the perspective here of hey, he's stealing your lunch. People kind of are misconstruing it. And they think, oh, you know what? She's going to be too nice. She's not going to say anything, so we're going to say something on her behalf. But don't white knight me. You know what I mean? There's part of me that's like, fuck that shit. But also, I get why. You know? But I think it's just aggravating because, if she was being harassed, you're like, good, okay, because we weren't going to say anything. We were going to be too nice to say anything. But in this case, we know he's not harassing us, so it's bullshit. And she's going to be like, he wasn't harassing me. And they're going to be like, oh, you're just too nice and you can't see it. And it's like, okay, now I'm going to light you on fire. Because, you think you're doing a nice thing, but you're damaging someone else's reputation when I'm not being harassed. Because he stole my last piece of omelet. It might have been a little rude, but, whatever, we're friends, I let it slide. You know? Oh my god. Oh dear.
It seems there's been some chatter among the other employees as well.
The director's words made my jaw drop. Just the idea was absurd. There was no truth to those accusations, and I firmly denied them. I wonder what's going to go down in his, because, you're going to be fucking the boss. So, people are going to be... That is a power dynamic issue, you know what I
mean? Yes, that makes sense. You and Saotome always seem to be on good terms, so the rumors didn't sit right with me either. However, things can often look different from the outside. I just wanted to make sure.
Of course, Director Kobase was just doing his job. For his position, it was due diligence. I hate the phrase due diligence. I hate it. My old manager, my old job used to say due diligence so much that it just got to the point where I'm like, I want to throw something now.
I know it's used in business terms, but it's such a pet peeve. Like, stop it. It's like, I just hate it. I hate it so much. I don't know why. Oh, it's like a trigger word, you know what I mean? But I was left wondering who started these rumors about Saltame harassing me. You think it was Asaka? If there's no truth to the rumors, then forget about it. Thanks for your time. Amasawa, both you and Saltame play vital roles on our team. Had the rumors been true, I was ready to take action against Saltame, but I'm genuinely relieved to hear there's no truth to them. You're like, yeah, but I'd be more concerned, like, yeah, there's no truth, but I'm concerned because they made a complaint to HR, so now that's on file, and you're gonna go back and be like, no, she says it's fine, but it's still on file. You know what I mean? And that's still bad for him. And if the rumors are just that, I'd like both of you to carry on as usual. But keep in mind, people are watching. The Starcy team won't bat an eye at your usual banter, but it might give the wrong impression to those outside the team.
But our usual banter is friendly. So this is what doesn't make sense, you know?
And people will assume where there's smoke, there's fire. I hate to say this, but I'd like you to be a bit more mindful of how you talk to each other, especially outside our area. I've given Saltame the same advice.
I immediately agreed, not wanting to cause any discomfort for our colleagues. That's exactly it. I don't want to cause discomfort to our colleagues for making us uncomfortable because we're just having friendly banter and they took it the wrong way and made ass assumptions. Okay? You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly it. It's that mentality of like, well, I don't want to make trouble for anyone by saying that he was sexually harassing me if he's sexually harassing you. You know what I mean? So that's why people like filed the complaint for you. But like, you know, it's bullshit though. I suggest you hang on to some evidence for situations like this. And again, what kind of evidence? Here's my lunch to prove that he ate it? Like, you can't prove it with that. Maybe the man's advice came after hearing these rumors. Perhaps Saltame's actions and words came across as overbearing to those who didn't know him. We're gonna have to stand up for our love, and that's how we're gonna fall in love with him, you know? I figured that if people could see how well the two of us got along, these issues would eventually burn themselves out. When I returned, Saltame wasn't at his desk. His absence wasn't unusual, but in light of the rumors, it was a little unsettling. Yeah, because the poor man's probably feeling fucking bad.
I hate to say this, but I'd like you to be a bit more mindful of how you talk to each other, especially outside our area. I've given Saltame the same advice.
I wondered how Saltame felt when the director told him that. I feared he might be brooding over these false rumors, probably. Regardless, we hadn't done anything wrong, so there was no reason to be upset. Yeah, it's not like, oh, there's gossip that you guys are sleeping together. It's he's harassing you. That's totally fucking different than like, guys, people are just saying that you have an office romance and let's like nip this in the bud type of a thing. It's he is harassing you. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking worse. Like, with that in mind, I got back to work. He said always find me, and you didn't go find him. That's so rude. For the next few days after my discussion with Director Kobase, Santame and I only exchanged words when absolutely necessary for our work. I tried to act normal around him to quell the rumors, but strangely, Santame kept his distance. That poor man. I wonder if he thinks that you said something. You know what I mean? Even though Kobase would have told him the same thing, somebody filed a complaint on her behalf. But he might be thinking, wow, that we think that he's harassing us. Given his personality, I thought he wouldn't care about gossip, but it seemed to bother him more than I expected. Okay, so like Isaka and the other part being like a little bitchy and like, ugh, whatever, ugh, about him in that one part where I was like, I'm not gonna like, no, I wasn't gonna defend our Labradoodle to like, how dare you? You know what I mean? Because it's like, he's just jealous of you. You don't like each other. It's workplace, but it's annoying. Like, whatever. But like, if you started rumors like this to drag down my Labradoodle, we're gonna throw hands because that's bullshit. Okay, seriously. You made the labradoodle cry. That's not fair. After eating lunch alone, I was walking down the corridor back to our office. Guess who's going to show up? I tried my best to push the thoughts away, but I found myself reminiscing about the times I walked this hallway with Saltome. Hey, did you hear? Saltome came by this morning asking for some old documents. Saltome, the guy who had that claim filed against him? Right, him. It took me quite a while to find what he was looking for, and you know what he said to me? He told me you should at least know where your department's documents are. Seriously? Everyone always says he's handsome, but a real jerk. Guess the rumors were spot on. I figured we were going to run into Asaka. No, we're going to have to slap some bitches. I happened to overhear some coworkers gossiping about him. True, Saltome's directness often came across as abrasive, so I wasn't entirely surprised when people found him to be harsh. But he was usually correct, and his words were far from harassment. Also, you should know where your department's documents are, especially if that's your job. But at the same time, like, if he came asking, you're like, oh, I'm not sure where they are, give me a minute. Then he should chill. But if it's your job to know where the documents are, then you should fucking know where they are. I'm just saying. I tried to tune out the chatter, but knowing Saltome as I did, it was hard to dismiss. Of course, again, I don't know what this girl's job is. He could have just walked in, hey, do you know where these documents are? And she might not have been at all, like, you know what I mean? So it might have been just rude of him, so fair enough. But I'm going to defend our labradoodle. Because, like, I don't think they'd be as bitchy about him if they hadn't heard rumors that he had a complaint filed against him. Now they think it's okay. As I was about to approach the gossiping employees, someone called my name. Yeah, I thought Asaka was going to throw up. Hello, Amasawa. Asaka came over to me, a concerned look darkening his face. I heard the rumors. Are you doing all right? I just can't believe Saltome has been causing you so much trouble. My heart ached to see that Asaka, who knew Saltome just as well as I did, bought into the rumors too. I think he might have started them. I'm starting to feel like he might have started them. Why'd you make our handsome little elf boy be a bitch? That's not nice. But I'm starting to think he might have started them, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because, like, we had the night we were, like, asking about him, and we had a bad day dealing with Saltome, and we were kind of bitching about him. And then Asaka clearly doesn't like Saltome, and Saltome's jealous of him, like, whatever. And you know what I mean? So I don't know if I trust him now. My salty little elf prince. Sad. We're gonna have to teach him a lesson. We're gonna have to tie him up in a corner and smack him around a little. You know, teach him a lesson. Oh, dear God. I can at least clear up Asaka's misunderstanding. I firmly denied the accusations. Really? Asaka looked so taken aback, I went on fervently, explaining how well the two of us got along. But the issue is, if his actions seem like harassment, that's a problem in itself. See, and now you're spitting facts, though. Now you're like, but here's the problem. And, like, so I don't know. Now I don't know. I don't know if I can trust you or not. I don't know. I don't know if we should trust you. I don't know if you're just here to kind of make, Saltome jealous, or if you're really a shady bastard. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised either way if they're like, oh no, he was just here to make him jealous, and this guy had no involvement in spreading the rumors. Like, oh, okay. He absolutely spread all the rumors. Not surprised. You know what I mean? So, let's be honest, he can be a handful. He's been rather pushy with you, hasn't he? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It almost sounded like he had a personal grudge against Saltome. I feel like that's a safe assumption at this point. Sure, Saltome could be assertive, but it was never malicious. He was dedicated to his work despite his appearances as a free spirit. I thought Asaka understood that about Saltome, but maybe I was wrong. Suddenly, my gaze met Saltome's as he appeared at the other end of the hallway. I wondered if he heard our conversation. I rushed my goodbye to Asaka and chased after Saltome. What? Satame shot me an annoyed look when I finally caught up. I believe that if others saw us interacting normally, the rumors about his behavior would eventually die down. With that in mind, I looked for a harmless topic and noticed he held a plastic bag. I tried to be as cheerful as possible and asked him about what he'd bought.
Huh? What's it to you?
Satame tried to brush me off and keep walking. Perhaps he still thought it was best to avoid me. I think he might. I'm concerned that he thinks you had something to do with the complaint. Still, I desperately persisted. Eventually, he sighed in resignation.
Fine, take a look.
Inside the bag were a few plastic wrapped sandwiches, a lettuce sandwich, an egg sandwich, and
Yeah, it's a fruit and cream sandwich. They're usually sold out, but I managed to snag one today.
I couldn't help but smile at his choice. It was classic Sweet Tooth Saltame. Sweet Tooth Saltame, that's his nickname. It felt like ages since we had a normal conversation like this, and look, he's got his little happy face back on. There was nothing special about it, but it filled me with happiness. I wished nothing more than to talk with him like this for just a bit longer. But right as I was about to ask another question, hey, isn't that... What are they talking about? Do you think he's making Amasawa run errands for him? The whispers of other employees stung as they reached my ears. This is where you say something. You know what? Mind your own business. He's my coworker. He's my friend. He doesn't make me run errands for him. Like, what is your fucking problem? Maybe shut your trap. We're not deaf. Just because you're blind doesn't mean we're deaf. Look at him. Oh, look at his... Look. Oh, we're going to slap some bitches down. They're making our labradoodle sad. Now I'm going to throw hands. Look at him. Look at his little sad face. Oh. Wait, let's let him cry a little bit. Kind of like it when they cry a little, you know. And then we'll slap some bitches. I knew Saltame heard them too. His face contorted in frustration.
Later.
Saltame quickly said goodbye and strode off. How long would this distance be forced on us as people watched us like hawks? Until these rumors subsided completely? Stand the fuck up for your labradoodle. The mere thought had me fighting to keep from crying at work. Now get angry. That night I was still in a somber mood, even after completing my work and returning home. Okay, well, I mean, like, don't be a bitch about it because you are at work, but you should really be like, you know what? You should mind your own business. Because he is my friend and my coworker, I don't run errands for him, so maybe stop spreading rumors and do your job. Don't you have work to do? This isn't high school. You know. I continued to, file harassment claims against everybody in the company. They keep talking about me behind my back and it's making a hostile work environment. Saltame did absolutely nothing and I'm sick of these people being assholes. Tell them to get to work. They're clearly not busy. They clearly need more work to do. I continued to mull over how to get us back to the way we were. I miss Saltame. After thinking the matter over and over alone, I thought about giving him a call. If he was uneasy about speaking with me in the office, maybe a phone call would be a better option. I texted him on Ring to ask if it was all right to call him.
Sure, but why?
I couldn't help but feel relieved by his brisk yet immediate response. What is his... Oh, it's the parfait! It's the parfait we had together! I didn't even know what to talk about. The truth was I simply wanted to hear his voice. Aw. But I was embarrassed to say that to him directly, so I tried to think of something. It's not urgent, but I wanted to check. Okay. I don't know. It's not urgent, but I wanted to check. I wanted to check on you. Wait, do these have
Oh, they don't scroll.
I wanted to check on you. I wanted to see how you are. Is that what they're going for? Because that's what I would think that one would be. You know? Yeah, I wanted to check. Okay. I mean, I don't know that that's what they're going to say, but I wanted to check. That's it? Oh.
Check what? If it's work, can't you just ask me at the office? Actually, forget that. You're diligent to work at this hour. Good job. Got it.
Oh, look at the little sticker he sent us. That's so cute. Suppressing my impatience, I called Satame. I was so anxious that my finger trembled slightly as it made contact with the screen.
And everything is red on his. Hello? So, what is it you wanted to talk about?
Although it was a minor matter, I brought up a question related to our current project. Girl, no, you need to be like, listen, I don't, like, listen, what can we do so that we can talk and be friends at work again? I want you to know that those people piss me off, you know?
That. I have my own concerns, but.
Alright, is that everything? No. After thanking him for his time, I timidly asked if I could call him again tomorrow.
No. Only call me if it's urgent.
Saltame's refusal was decisive.
I'm serious. Please, just do what I asked. Okay, I have to go. Good night.
Maybe it makes him sad when we call him because he's like, only call me if it's urgent because I miss you and I love you and it hurts. Oh. The phone clicked as he hung up, and I tried to imagine what he looked like just then. It was frustrating to hear him sound like this without being able to see his face. A part of me sensed hesitation in his harsh words, but maybe that was only what I wanted to hear. Okay, I don't necessarily mind what they're doing here with the like, because there's going to be a misunderstanding and we can't really talk to each other and we're just like at odds in a way, you know what I mean? And usually it's like a inability to communicate. Like you just communicate with him. And yes, this could be resolved with communication too, but even if we tell him, look, I didn't say anything and I really hate that these rumors are going around and I want them to go away and I think we should just act like normal, whatever. The crux of the matter is not he's misunderstanding something we said and then we don't communicate with him and blah, 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 whatever, where it's all you have to do is clarify with a sentence and then everything would be fixed. Which is usually what happens in games, and you're like, oh my god, just fucking talk! And we wouldn't have 3 hours of miscommunication. This is not bad. We are at odds, and like everything is weird and odd because other people have made this an issue, and there's really nothing we can say that's going to fix it. And it's one of those. It's a sensitive topic, so you kind of have to. Yes, it would help if she communicated with him and was like, look, because he could be thinking that she had something to do with these things. You know what I mean? I'm sure he realizes that it's not, you know what I mean? Because I think he would be harsher to us if he thought we were involved in this. And I think just like Kabase told us, he would have said that somebody else filed it on her behalf. So he is like, I know you didn't do it, but like every time I talk to you, it hurts because I want to talk to you like normal, but people say shit and then like whatever, and it's just easier to avoid you. And neither one of us wants to open the door to this topic. But again, we're not the ones at fault here. It's not, again, like, where a simple conversation would fix everything. A simple conversation between us is not going to fix other people spreading rumors and saying these things behind your back and making shit up for him. You know what I mean? So I kind of like what they did, that at least if we're going to have this weird issue between us, it's not something stupid where you're like, just fucking talk and fix it. It's like, you could talk, but it's still not going to fully fix it. So cool. At least they did something different. You know what I mean? So I spun my cell in my hands, shocked at how hard he was working to avoid me. I thought Saltame would have wanted to show off our good relationship to dispel the rumors. I wished he would tell me what his plan was if he had one. I wanted nothing more than for all this to go away. I collapsed onto my bed and squeezed my eyes shut, hoping sleep would come soon. Ooh! We get to be Mitsuki now! Look at his cute little room. Everything is red. Of course it fucking is.
Ugh. After ending the call with Amasawa, I collapsed in my bed. A couple of days passed since the bullshit rumors about me harassing Amasawa started circulating. Since then, I hadn't managed to have a single conversation with her. It was my decision not to engage with her, but seeing her trying so hard to reach out to me made it hurt so much more. I don't get it. It's pissing me off. Why should I have to sneak around because of some bogus rumor? Don't play dumb. You're just as guilty as the rest of them. This whole thing was your idea. We didn't even want to do this. Saltame started the whole thing, right? He sure got some guts showing up at a school like this. Oh, guts showing up at school like this. If you hadn't done that, Was this like high school or flashbacks or something? And that's how it was last time, too.
Okay, so this is not a first time thing. This is triggering something in you. I doubt it's harassment rumors, but you know what I mean? It's just something about your personality has caused issues like this before. Okay.
Truth didn't matter back then either. They all looked down on me regardless. I could deal with that if it was just me, but
People won't stop talking about that power harassment thing. I thought Saotome and Amasawa were getting along. I saw them fooling around in the lounge once. They weren't even trying to hide it. Right? So annoying. And now she's crying about him harassing her? Give me a break. Okay. So this is an interesting side of the rumor. We're goofing and fooling around, and now everybody thinks I said he harassed me. And so it's not just he's trying to protect himself, he's trying to protect. I mean, I figured that's what he was doing. It's like he's just trying to protect everybody. You know what I mean? Like, but he knows something we don't. Everybody thinks that I am claiming he harassed me when I didn't. So they're bad mouthing me. I'm not the one who said anything. You know? What if Amasawa made up this whole thing? No way. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Maybe she's getting back at Saotome for cheating on her. Hold on, were they actually dating? I'm not sure. I was just speculating, but it seems possible, right? I guess so. I've always thought the prettier girls have the darkest secrets. Speaking of which, I saw Amasawa and Asaka chatting today. They seemed awfully friendly. I saw Amasawa coming into the office with Director Kobase. Oh, wow, she's got new targets already? She only goes for the hot ones, apparently. I mean, that's true. I can't be mad at Astorio female employee C because I absolutely go for the hot ones, and at least everyone recognizes that Glasses is hot. So is Elf Prince, but what a total slut. Wow. We're gonna have to fuck some bitches up. Shit. You twisted the rumors and started trash talking Amasawa, too. Damn it, this is all my fault. She didn't ask for any of this. If she keeps hanging around with me, things will only get worse for her. When it came to work, I always thought all that mattered were my results. But ever since Amasawa and I started working together, my feelings began to change. Working with her was fun and exciting, and that was exactly why I had to stay away from Amasawa until the rumors died down. I thought maybe we could chat when no one else was around, but that just made me miss talking to her at the office even more. I understood, but it didn't stop me from getting increasingly frustrated with the situation as time went on. Amasawa seemed... Not me. No, not Amasawa. God, because we just kept saying my name, so I got very confused for a second. Saotome seems like the person who would be the one to be like, shut the fuck up. She didn't start these fucking rumors. She never claimed I was harassing her. Someone else did. Shut your trap or I'm gonna fuck your shit up. Okay, but maybe not as violently angry as that. But he seems like the type of person who would be like, who would tell people off at work for this shit. He's gonna snap and tell people off. You know what I mean? She didn't say anything, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Damn it! Aww. A few days later, oh, wait, am I him still? Nope. Saotome's cold shoulder was stronger than ever. What was even worse was that he only interacted with our team when he absolutely had to. I heard that Director Kobase explained to the higher-ups the rumor was fake, but they didn't seem to help much. Oh, but that didn't seem to help much. I mean, there's only so much. There could be like, oh, okay, the rumor's fake. But they can't stop the gossip mill, you know what I mean? If anything... Oops, sorry about that. You okay? Oh, it's just Amasawa. She'll find some guy to take care of her in no time, am I right? For real. I got the feeling people were bumping into me on purpose, whispering behind my back, and giving me sideways glances. It was obvious it all stemmed from those rumors. Hey, Spacey, You holding up okay? No, they're making a hostile work environment for me. Just as I was feeling down, Oe came to check up on me. She noticed that all of this was starting to get to me. I decided to open up to her about Saltame's recent behavior and see if she had any advice. So that's why Saltame's been acting like that, huh? I figured if you two acted like normal, the power harassment rumor would fade away in a few days, but guess he sees it differently. If it's not affecting your work, maybe you should give him the space until things cool down. I knew Oe was right, but you don't seem too convinced. I get it though. You two have been working so hard together. Hopefully things get back to normal soon. I miss the little things we did together, laughing over the smallest stuff, bouncing ideas off each other. But most of all, I wanted him to rely on me. Was I still not good enough? This makes me sad. Good job, game. Because it's like, no, this hurts. I don't like it. I'm sad now. I know everything's going to be okay, but it still feels sad and depressed, and I want to mope. I just want to go mope in a corner and cry a little. Aww. Our poor eyeless heroine. I mean, poor us. Poor Labradoodle boyfriend. The following day, after wrapping up my work, I noticed that Saltame was the only other person left in the office. Again, it's pretty funny because when Asaka was like, acting like a bitch, we were like, I mean, whatever, you guys just don't get along fine. I'm not gonna like defend my Labradoodle here. I'm not gonna like, fight! Fight! We're gonna beat you and fight! You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden it's like, oh no, now we're gonna throw hands. Never gonna go throw hands. And I expect my Labradoodle to go bite some ankles on these bitches who were acting like I did that. Oh, hell no. Everybody's throwing hands. We're getting into a big company battle here. Like, dance off, I don't care, whatever it is. We're fighting. With no one else around, I decided I could at least say goodbye to him. Yeah, bye. And that was it. I exited the office, making my way toward the train station when something stopped me in my tracks. A banner rippled in the wind. It had "New" written on it in bold letters. It reminded me of the time Saltame came back to the office just to bring me a treat. Since no one else was around, I figured I could bring him the treat and leave it if he didn't want me around. With that thought, I walked into the convenience store. How sweet. When I got back to the office, Saltame was glued to his computer, exactly how I'd left him. When I spoke up, he slowly raised his gaze to me. I would just put it down and just walk away. What? You forgot something? I held out the bag from the convenience store to him, but his cold demeanor remained. Yeah, no, I don't need that. Now go home. After a sharp response, he turned back to his computer. Perhaps it was because I could no longer stand his attitude toward me, cry, but before I knew it, I was stepping closer to him. Don't you think it's better if we keep our distance until things blow over? At first, his stubbornness made me angry, but then a wave of loneliness swept over me. I want to cry. This is the time when you cry. Girl, cry! I wondered if none of this was bothering him, if this was one-sided. I wanted to tell him how I felt and desperately searched for the right words. What about what we want? Why are you being so stubborn? Do you really mean that? This isn't like you. What about what we want? I love that. What about what we want? No, this isn't like you. Okay. Okay, that's less fucking dramatic. I mean, seriously, I kind of want the dramatic one. It seemed so unlike him to be so passive in a situation like this. Well, that's valid. Oh, we got a little red flower. Well, so, okay, so I swear to God the first flower was blue. Maybe I'm crazy and maybe I don't know, because the last ones have been little red flowers. But also, that one was barely noticeable, and I swear to God sometimes we make choices and there are no little flowers, and sometimes there are. Am I just missing them? Like, maybe I am. Because that one I almost missed. What's not like me? So you mean my constantly bothering you is more like me? What a load of crap. I understood why he wanted to step out of sight and let the rumors run their course. But I couldn't accept that we were what I couldn't accept was that we were the ones who had to suffer for it. The rumors were baseless and it made no sense. I'd be like, I don't think that you're bothering me.
I know it makes no goddamn sense. Why are we the ones that have to put up with this? None of this makes any sense at all. They spread nonsense rumors. They talk shit behind our backs.
Look at his little sad face. He was angry and now he's going to cry. Oh, we're going to have to comfort our little labradoodle and pet him.
I just can't handle it anymore.
This whole time I thought I was the only one suffering, that none of this was bothering Saltame. Oh, but I was wrong. Saltame was hurting far more than me all this time. I knew it might not help, but I gently rested my hand on Saltame's clenched fist, staying close to him.
What? Are you trying to comfort me?
I wanted to take his pain. I nodded softly, trying to tell him that. But at that moment his face became shrouded in gloom.
You've got such a kind heart.
Saltame loosened his fist as he spoke disdainfully, then he firmly grabbed my hand and, oh my god, are you going to kiss me? Oh, basically, oh, hi, Jesus Christ, look how hot he looks in this CG. I did not expect to be pinned down so violently like this, but I'm here for it. Fuck, sir. Look at how ridiculously sexy his face is in this. Also, I like it when they pin me to things. So if you're gonna, like, grab me and pin me to the desk like this, excuse me? There is a time and a place for this, and I did not expect it to be right now, but I guess it's right now. Okay, I'll allow it. He pinned me down on the desk. Hot damn. We were so close, and I gazed deep into his green eyes. His actions were rough, but his eyes were like those of a lost child, filled with pain and fear.
Are you gonna push me off?
He sounded as though he was testing me. This is where you kiss him. I knew that if I made even a small move to resist, he'd let me go. But I wanted to do anything I could to ease his pain. Oh, no, we're getting kissed now. Shit, okay. Hell, alright. This game takes fucking wild motherfucking left swings, and I'm okay with it. Saltame's eyebrows furrowed miserably before he pressed his lips on mine. Wait a minute. Okay. No. Okay, the music was not janky when we started, and the music is janky now. Okay, that's really annoying. I listened. I thought. And now I'm like, it is janky again. What the fuck? It works perfectly fine. I don't know, guys. I don't know. The second our lips touched, he began to kiss me over and over, as though a part of him had broken.
You really are too kind. And forget it, there's no turning back now.
His emerald gaze sharpened, and I could feel the heat from his body. Are we gonna do it on his desk? Because I'm okay with that. I thought we were gonna bang the director on his desk, but if this is where if we're gonna do everybody on their desk, I'm fine with that too. I flinched for a moment, closing my mouth, but Saltame forced it open with his tongue as if to reprimand me. His hand slipped under the hem of my shirt, touching my bare skin. Surprised by his cold hand, I gasped and jumped, knocking the bag off the desk. Saltame turned toward the sound, his face rigid. Out of the bag rolled a pudding, a cream puff, and a roll cake. The same things Saltame had once brought for me.
I'm sorry.
His voice barely a whisper, he stumbled away from me and fled. Oh, this is adorable. I was ready to do anything to make Saltame feel better. Okay, that's not really why you should sleep with somebody, but whatever. If he wanted me, I had no reason to say no. Phrasing? Like, I want to do anything to make him feel better, so if he wants to have sex with me, sure, whatever. That's slightly I get it. She's like, I'm kind of into him, so, like, if that's where we're going, all right, cool. But, like, it's just the way it's phrased sounds a little like, no, girl, no. You don't just sleep with someone because they're sad. You sleep with someone because you're in love with them and they're sad, and sure, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way they phrase this is kind of questionable, but all right. But now I worried that I ended up hurting him instead of comforting him. What was I supposed to have done? I mean, he's probably thinking he took advantage of the situation, and you're like, no, not really. I'm in love with you too, dumbass. That question played itself over and over in my head. The next day, after spending all night thinking about it, I asked the director to meet in the conference room.
Is this about Saltame?
He seemed to know what this was about, just from the look on my face. I told him what I'd decided, that I would quit my role as Saltame's partner. I knew this would inconvenience the other team members, but I felt it was the only solution.
So, you feel uneasy about working with Saltame, seeing as you can't communicate properly?
That was part of it, uneasiness. But I was more worried about Saltame, that he would feel uncomfortable working with me. I was certain that he regretted his actions from the previous night. I kept that part to myself and told Director Kabase that it was our communication affecting my work. Besides, I was confident that Saltame could perform well even without me. Honestly, I would make sure you made it sound like and be like, no, listen, all these rumors are making it difficult on him. They're making it difficult on both of us, but I didn't realize just how difficult it was on him, and I don't want to make it worse for him. You know what I mean? I can deal with the fucking shit, but like, I don't think it's fair.
Are you sure about this?
He asked, as if confirming for the last time, and I nodded in response. If it meant helping Saltame, I was willing to step away. Yeah, he's gonna think that now everything he did, that's not gonna communicate well. He's gonna be like, oh god, she hates me. After discussing it with the rest of the team, I was assigned to assist Minato with operations.
I'm looking forward to working together. As you know, I'm in charge of operations. Our main focuses are answering inquiries, fixing bugs, and updating articles. Here's the manual. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I listened as Minato explained the operations tasks and proceeded with my work following the instructions in the manual. Then, while I was working...
Is this work boring for you?
Minato, who usually wasn't one for small talk, surprised me with his question. I didn't think it was boring, but his comment made me wonder if I was giving off that vibe.
Yes, exactly.
His blunt reply left me no choice but to apologize.
No, you don't need to apologize. It's just, I thought you liked working and planning, Amasawa.
He certainly wasn't wrong. Working and planning with Saltame had been an enjoyable and rewarding experience. And an enjoyable... Tim! Ronald! Actually, that's the first time you've really made a typo. Well, you did say Saltame eyebrows instead of Saltame's eyebrows, but like, whatever. And I was going to let that go. But now, okay, so you made like 2 random dumbass typos. But, you know, to be fair, this is the most that we've gotten, so not bad. Not bad at all. I would have loved to continue working with him in planning, but I understood that wasn't possible at the moment. For the time being, I was determined to focus on my new role in operations.
Okay, then.
After that, Minato swiveled around back to his computer and resumed working. And I went back to my new, boring tasks. A week or so passed since then. Each day grew sunnier, heralding the summer. Yet Saltame and I continued to keep our distance.
Hey, why are you wearing a different outfit?
Now we're in Minato's route, guys. No, I'm just kidding, but he's wearing a different outfit.
Amasawa, do you have some free time after work today? I need to talk to you about something. Yeah, I know. I can hardly believe I'm asking you this either.
Minato sighed deeply as he spoke. It was strange to have him ask me something like this. I answered his question with a confused nod. Once we wrapped up our work, Minato and I headed to a nearby cafe. Although we had already ordered our drinks, Minato remained silent, making no attempt to strike up a conversation. I thought back on the time that Saltame and Minato and I all went to dinner together. Satame was the life of the party that night, making the evening far more enjoyable than I had expected it would be. Wow, words.
Yeah, okay, it's our much anticipated Q&A time. I doubt anyone was anticipating this. Seriously, man, we gotta get to know each other if we're all gonna be best friends. Alright, then I'll go first. Got it. When did you meet your first crush? And don't forget to tell us the name. I'm leaving. Yeah, I was only joking. I'm sorry, come back. I'll ask something else. How about, tell us about your family. Seriously? You actually want to know about that? Absolutely. Maybe we'll find something in common. A way to bond. I live with my mother and 2 younger siblings, a brother and a sister. So you got younger siblings, huh? Is there a big age difference between you guys? They're significantly younger. Both of them are in elementary school. Whoa, with an age difference like that, I bet you guys hardly ever fight, huh? Yeah, I suppose. I have to reprimand them occasionally, but we don't often fight. Figures. I got a younger brother, too. He's prepping for college this year, so not a huge age gap, but still.
Hey, now we know that our boyfriend has a younger brother.
He used to be so damn cute, but now he's just a brat who swears at me all the time. How about you, Amasawa? Got any siblings?
In response, happy or sad? Happy! I have siblings. Laughter. Okay. So apparently we laughed her. When I mentioned having a sibling, Saltame leaned forward, clearly interested to learn more.
Oh, do you now? Wait, I'm gonna try and guess their age and gender. Don't tell me. Why are you having so much fun?
Thinking back to that conversation brought a smile to my face. And no, they say nothing about our sibling. It's funny. When our drinks finally arrived, Minato began to speak.
All right, I'll get to the point. Director Kobase informed me that your resignment was partly at your request, Amasawa. Or your reassignment. Not your resignment, your reassignment. Wow.
The word partly bothered me, and I wondered what he meant by it.
Apparently Saotome made the same request to the director before you had a chance to. The director told him he would make a decision after discussing it with you, but you beat him to the punch. He said he was amazed by how in sync you and Saotome were, and troubled.
I had no idea Saltame requested a reassignment at the same time. Ouch. I couldn't help but wonder why Director Kobase kept that from me. If both of us wanted me to change roles, I felt he should have at least informed me.
I was told Saltame pleaded with Director Kobase not to. It seems like he didn't want you to know that he didn't want to be partnered with you anymore, Amasawa. He was certain you'd just go along with what the director wanted and you get reassigned based on Kobase's orders.
Saltame was likely dealing with more pain and suffering than anyone because of the rumors. Yeah, but look how hot he looks when he has us pinned to the desk. Damn. Despite that, he's still worried about me because that CG's back up in case you wanted to see it again. Look how fucking god damn. He's so fine. Shit. The pit of frustration in my stomach twisted more, knowing that I couldn't do anything else to help him.
So, how much do you know about the rumors?
I was under the impression that the rumors were just about him harassing me, so his question confused me. His tone implied there were more sinister rumors to which I was unaware of.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Everyone thinks you're the victim this time, Amasawa, but some are speculating that there was another person he harassed too. The truth is, an employee from Saltame's former department resigned not too long ago. The official reason is family issues, but it's rumored that the real reason was Saltame's harassment. Director Kobase never discussed this with the former employees, so we don't have the full picture, but there's another rumor about Saltame too. Word is he created a school gossip forum when he was in high school just for cyberbullying.
That could be the thing that people were the flashback because they said something about him coming to school or whatever. School Gossip Forum, an unofficial community website that deals with various topics and gossip at a particular school. So you're trying to tell me Saotome is Gossip Girl? Like, is that where we're getting at? Bad rumors or gossip can be spread about particular students there. Okay, that's all.
Which in turn is causing more people to believe the harassment claims.
I was at a loss for words, unable to respond to Monato's claims. I wanted to believe that Saltame was incapable of doing something like that. I mean, in high school, you created like a forum for people to like bully other kids. Like, okay, yes, cyberbullying, okay, whatever. But like, you're a teenager, it's different. You know what I mean? Like, not to say that doing that is good, but you're also, your brain isn't fully developed. You know what I mean? And kids are assholes, so. However, honestly, high school doesn't bring back a lot of good memories. But I'll tell you another time, okay, Amasawa? I mean, and maybe he did, and it doesn't mean that he doesn't regret his choice. You know what I mean? Like, he could be like, yeah, I did, but I really regret it because it turned out really bad. You know what I mean? Like, think back to like high school or middle school or something. Like, you said something horrible about somebody once at one time. You know what I mean? You were like, yeah, I said something about someone behind their back, or I was an asshole to this person, or whatever. Like, nobody was perfect. But, you know, you grow and you change, and you're like, yeah, that was wrong, and I was a douche. You know? So, I mean, I'm not creating a gossip website, but, I mean, again, he's just Gossip Girl. So, you know, don't do shit you don't want Gossip Girl to know about and tell everyone about. Maybe the truth of it was hiding in his untold story, but he promised that he'd share it with me one day. That confused me even more. Minato spoke again, his expression fraught with discomfort. He seemed to sense that I too was feeling uneasy. I kind of figured he was going to go more in the, yeah, but people are also spreading rumors that you're a whore and sleeping with everybody, because that's a big thing. Personally, I don't believe the rumors. I could care less if they're true or not. That's not the issue at hand. And the issue that the rumors will only grow more terrible as people add fuel to the fire. If no one comes forward to refute them, it'll only get worse for Saotome. Aw, you do love our Labradoodle, and you acted like you were a cat boy and hated dogs. Aw, how sweet. We may even have to brace ourselves for the worst case scenario. With that, Minato rose to his feet. That's all I have to say. The rest is up to you, Amasawa. I was certain that Minato went out of his way to share this information to gently push me forward. And his words made me realize that I wasn't going to resolve anything by leaving things as they were. I had to speak with Saotome. Immediately. I left the cafe fueled by new determination. Good, and we're going to find out what that determination is in the next part. Oh, God, look at that! Perfect! We're going to start next part in episode 4. View spin up. Woo, look at that! Cool, cool. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.